All right, in this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to create teleporting platforms. So you can teleport from one platform to another. We're going to create a part here, and then we're going to shrink it down a little just so your character can step on it. We'll expand it a little like that. And then that looks good. We'll go ahead and we'll duplicate it. Oops. Duplicate it, and then we're going to move it over. So I duplicated it by hitting Control and D on your keyboard. It might be Command D on the Mac. So I have two platforms here. I'm going to color one of them, let's say blue. And the other one, I'll color it green. And I'll make each of them a neon color. So if I go over to material on the properties window, I can change it to a neon. I'm going to do it for both of them. Cool. So now I'm going to rename these to, let's say pad 1 for the blue one and pad 2 for the green one. Next, I'm going to create a folder in the workspace just to make it look a bit more neat. I'm going to rename the folder to, let's say, teleport. And I'm going to drag in our two pads into the teleport folder right there. So now that we have that, let's start scripting it. So next to the teleport folder, we're going to add a script. And then in the script, what we need to do is we need to get these two pads right here. So we'll need to say local teleport, or we can even say folder. So we're going to reference this folder first, this teleport folder, and we're going to say script.parent. And from then, we're going to say local pad 1 equals folder, wait for child, pad 1. And we're going to say local pad 2 equals folder dot wait for child and pad 2. Next, we're going to create a touch event for both of them. We're going to do pad 1 dot touched connect function and pad 2 dot touched connect function. And yeah, that's basically how you set up the touch event for each of the pads. So we're going to work on the first pad, which I think is the blue one. And each of these actually take in the other part. These take in that other part argument, and we're going to get the character. And the character is the parent of the part that's touching it. So local character equals other part dot parent. Next, we're going to get the humanoid root part. So that's like the base part of a humanoid. So for short, I'm going to call it HRP for humanoid root part. And I'm going to set that equal to character.findFirstChild humanoid root part. And I'm also going to create a Boolean variable called isHumanoid to check if there is a humanoid. And I'm going to say character.findFirstChild humanoid. I always make this mistake. Find first child, which is a. And then I'm going to check if is humanoid, then this is where we get our pad 2. So when we touch the pad 1, which is the blue one, we want to get the green pad, which is pad 2. We want to get that pad information. And so we're going to say HRP dot position equals to. So when we do work with positions, we need to create a vector 3. So we can't just put in numbers like how we do with, like that. We can't do that. We need to create a vector 3 instance, which is, so this is where we're going to get our pad 2 information. We're going to say pad 2 dot position dot x, pad 2 dot position dot y, pad 2 dot position dot z. And so those are our 3 coordinates right there, our x and our y and the z of our pad 2. So then that basically teleports our humanoid over to our pad 2. And so let's try that. So our pad 1 was blue, right? So let's see what happens when we touch it. So we teleport it over to green. So we see that that works. Well, what we want to do, though, is we want to actually change these to anchored. So we want to go to the properties on pad 1 and pad 2 and just check the anchored box. Now we're basically going to do the same thing, but on the pad 2. So I can basically copy this right here and just paste it into pad 2.touched. And then right here on line 24, I'm just going to change pad 2 to pad 1. So now we're going to teleport over to pad 1. But here's what happens. Let's click play. We essentially have the code set up the same as our first pad, right? But let's see what happens. Gonna go touch this. Now it's gonna go back and forth, right? So we don't want that. We want it to pause. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pause it right here by doing a wait 2 seconds. And then we're gonna create a Boolean variable, which will kind of debounce this, and basically debouncing will prevent it from doing that or running this every single time it touches. So it's gonna give it a little pause. So teleport equals true. So if humanoid is true and teleport, then we're going to set teleport equals to false. And let's do that down here too. If is humanoid and teleport is true, then we're going to set teleport equals to false. So now that it's false, it's going to change the position first, and then it's going to wait. And then we can change teleport equals to true again. So within that 2 second wait, we won't be able to teleport from our other pad. So we'll set teleport equals to true. So let's try that. So I teleport over and nothing happens, right? Now I can teleport back and nothing happens. Cool. What if we only wanted to make it one way? Well, we're going to create another variable called one way, and we're going to set it equals to true. And so on our pad 2, we're going to say and one way equals false. So if it's not, or if one way is equal to false, then it's going to run this. Otherwise, it's not going to teleport. So let's try that. All right. And now you can see that even though I touched the pad 2, it's not teleporting me back because this is a one-way teleporting. And there you have it. That's basically how you create the teleport platforms. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.